Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about looking ahead for 2025 to get an idea of what's coming up for us. Okay. First, before I get started, a brief nod and bow to Jimmy Carter, who just passed away, our former president, who was an incredible humanitarian, did a lot of humanitarian work after he left office. And so he's a real role model, So want to give a moment of silence and honor, a nod to him. Having reached 100 years old, that's pretty incredible. Okay. So this reading, looking into 2025, is for entertainment purposes only. It's just the impressions I've gotten about what's, the cards that I pulled. I worked with the Archangel deck, as I often do, to get an idea of the overall theme. I picked out 4 cards, one for each quarter of the year. And the information that I've gotten from these doesn't necessarily specifically pertain, but it just felt right to pull out one for each quarter of the year. And then I pulled out, working with the Rider-Waite Tarot, for more like clarification for that particular angel, that theme, that quarter. Okay. So, all right, going into the beginning of the year here, we have Archangel Raphael with this message of breathe. And I feel like that message has come up because I think the beginning of the year is going to be a bit of a rough ride for us. I hope I'm wrong about that. But it's working with the breath to breathe our way through stress. When you have to breathe your way through something, when it's a little uncomfortable, maybe a little scary, what have you. For the tarot cards that came out, we have this one, the Judgment card, which is the angel with the trumpet heralding to the people down below. Okay. And I do feel that there's announcements coming forward. There's some pretty big, significant announcements coming forward. Some of them might be a little bit shocking. Okay. About what's been taking place, some things that happened with the election. It's been pretty silent. A lot of us are pretty shocked at the outcome of the election, but I think some of the news coming forward isn't just about our election. It's about ours and other elections in other places in the world that have been meddled with. Okay. And that being brought to light. We have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. I get the sense of people just losing money. I'm not sure specifically to whether it's a stock market thing or a crypto thing or just because what's being judged and exposed is, companies, people who they've been putting profits ahead of the well-being of people. And so now they're losing money because of it. Because the other card we got here is this King of Pentacles in reversed. And when I looked at this card, now I know there are some readers out there who have cards that represent specific people to them. And I've seen a few readers for whom this one represents Mr. Trump. This is their card for Mr. Trump, 45. So I think a lot's going to be exposed about what he's been doing, a lot more. And it might be the beginning of his end. Not necessarily, it might be, I'm not necessarily saying it's to his end physically, but the end of, I'm not entirely certain he takes office. In January here in the United States, he's supposed to be inaugurated. I'm not convinced that he gets inaugurated yet. Until it happens, I think it's kind of up in the air. But I think this also speaks to us getting more information and exposure about, the billionaire people of the world who have been putting profits, financial gains and wealth over and above the well-being of people. They've made that more important than, and people are suffering for it. Okay. People have lost money. This recent shooting of that United Healthcare CEO brought that to light again, and while we're certainly not condoning, somebody shooting somebody in cold blood, but the way some of these insurance companies have been operating, denying people's claims and essentially leaving them a death sentence or going into medical debt. a lot of that is going to be brought to light, and it's going to turn these people upside down. Okay. It's going to really expose a lot of that, which is not going to be very pretty. Okay. I also think in a literal way, this could have to do with, that we might see King Charles stepping down. As we know from announcements in the past year, he's got a serious illness that he's been dealing with. And so we might see an announcement of him stepping down, okay, and turning over to William. So that's some of the stuff I see for the beginning of the year, okay? Then next we have Archangel Jophiel with bringing us the outdoors. And when I looked at that, the sense that I got is that we're going to be dealing with the elements this year, environmental circumstances and consequences. The tarot cards that came out for this, we have the Four of Pentacles, which is people holding on to their money and their resources. If you look at that picture, I mean, he's holding tightly onto that pentacle in his lap. He's also got one under each foot that he's got his foot on him so he doesn't lose him, so it doesn't slip away. We also have this card here, the Seven of Wands. And this is about somebody being embattled. I do feel we're going to be battling the forces of nature. Storms, earthquakes, tornadoes, earth and weather related events. Okay. And there's this feeling of being, in this image, the woman is blindfolded, she's bound. It's that kind of feeling of being trapped and hopeless. Now, this could literally speak to a situation, an environmental event where people do get trapped. I hope that's not the case, but it's, because of these events that are going on, there might be a bit of a feeling of hopelessness. That's certainly what that card represents. Okay. But we're coming face to face with the consequences of our actions. We've ignored the environment for far too long. And that, is coming to light, and we're coming face to face with that. Okay. But as we move on, we have Haniel, who comes in here with this message of sensitivity. And when I looked at that, what I got was that people are becoming more sensitive. Our empathy is coming forward, because despite these, billionaire people who are more concerned with profits than they are about the well-being of people, we, as communities of people, as a nation of people, as a world of, we are sensitive to the plight of our fellow man, of our fellow person, shall we say. So it's an extension of emotional sensitivity that's coming in here, and the cards that are beneath it certainly support that. We have the Six of Wands, which is about celebrating achievements. There's definitely stuff that we will be celebrating. We have the Nine of Wands, which is, about having persevered. We've gotten through it. We've gotten through the tough part. And, there's certainly aspects of being triumphant in that. We have the King of Cups. Okay. The Cups is very much about, emotions, and especially, there's a lot of water in this one of the King of Cups. About compassion, feelings of, accepting our feelings without being overwhelmed by them. This could also be a person who's been helping to lead us through some of the difficult times that we've been through, through the beginning of the year. Okay. And we also have Raguel with this message of divine order. And it says, everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion, see the underlying order. And as we come into this end of the year, we have the Eight of Wands, which is about rapid change, things changing pretty quickly. We have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And which, when I saw that, I think, I guess what I the hit I got on it was we also may see Queen Camilla stepping down or stepping out of the spotlight, again, maybe due to health issues or something like that. But we also have the Star of Hope. This is about hope and peace. The Star card, abundance and stuff like that. So there's definitely, recovery as we, at least from what I can see here, as we get towards the latter part of the year. Okay. So those are some of the messages I get in looking at our year ahead and kind of, what's coming up for us. So anyways, if you have anything came to you while you were watching these cards, certainly please feel free to comment below, and like, subscribe, what have you. Thanks so much for watching. It looks like it's going to be definitely an interesting year ahead. So let's remember to breathe, shore up our strength, have our compassion for, our fellow countrymen, our fellow people around the world, to have our empathy. And there is hope and peace in the bigger scheme of things. Trust in divine order. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day and a happy new year. Take care, everyone.